Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming something I've never actually done on my channel before. As a little bit of a celebration for reaching 50,000 subscribers, I thought it would be nice to film a little Q&A so you can get to know me a little bit better. So I asked over on Instagram and on YouTube for some questions and I received lots of great questions in response. And I'm so excited to start answering them for you now. So by far the most asked question I received was, how did you get into sewing? So I thought I would start off this Q&A by letting you know a little bit of my sewing journey and how it all began. So I actually started sewing at school. So growing up, my mum did sew. She made all of our clothes growing up, and I remember being fascinated by the pattern pieces. I really wanted to give it a go, but obviously I was too young at the time. But yeah, it would fascinate me how she would cut out all the pieces and then by the end of it have a physical product that you could wear. I just remember being blown away by that. So then when I got to school, that's when I started actually giving sewing a go. I was terrible at it, as I think most people are when they first start out. I remember getting really bad grades in the sewing classes that I did. But then something really cool that my school did was when you got to grade 9 and if you chose sewing as a subject, they would actually take you to the local fabric shop where you could pick out a pattern and some fabric. I decided to do a dress, and then you would take it back to class and spend half the year making the dress in class with the goal of making it, and then they would host this runway night where all the parents would come and watch and you'd actually get to model your garment that you'd made. And I have the most fondest memories of this class. I just remember finding it so relaxing. Obviously it was challenging, but my teacher was right there, so every time I got stuck I could go and ask her. And yeah, it was just such a good experience, and obviously the runway at the end was just so much fun. And that was kind of the first time I ever had a go at making an item of clothing. So then a couple of years later I got to college and I'd already chosen the subjects that I wanted to study, but I still had to choose one more subject and I wanted it to be a fun subject. So I decided to pick sewing as my kind of fun subject of the year. I remember being about 17 years old at this point, and that I would say is when I became like fully interested in sewing. So like I said, that was my fun subject of the year, and in that sewing class we basically just got to pick whatever we wanted to make and then we'd make it in class. It was just the best subject and it's the one I looked forward to most out of all my subjects in college. Then for my 18th birthday, my parents kindly gifted me a sewing machine, which is the sewing machine I still use today, and it is the Brother NS30, which I definitely recommend. I don't think it's available to purchase anymore, but the Brother SL500 is very similar if you're interested. So yeah, that is kind of how I got into sewing, just getting inspired at school. So the next question is, what was your first successful sewing project? This is a really good question. So obviously the first item of clothing I made was in that grade 9 sewing class where I made the dress to model down the runway. So that was probably the first successful piece, but I did have a lot of assistance and help from my teacher and my mum with that project. So another project I remember clearly making was, I was still at school at this point, and this was in college where I was able to choose whatever I wanted to make. And I remember I had a magazine, and on the cover there was this woman who was wearing just this really cool kind of boho vintage style dress. At the time the whole vintage style was so massive and basically all I ever wore was vintage. So I remember being like, oh, I'll never be able to buy that dress because it's just so cool, and none of the shops that I go to have clothes like that. So I decided to have a go at just replicating that dress. I didn't have a pattern, I just had the fabric that was similar. And from the picture I decided to try and recreate it. It was definitely far from perfect. There was no zip, it wasn't stretch fabric, so I kind of had to put it over my head and then squeeze it over my boobs and just kind of fit into it, and it absolutely suffocated me, I remember, but I still class it as a success because it looked exactly like the picture, which is totally what I was going for. And yeah, I wore it all the time. I just remember it being in my wardrobe for years afterwards, and yeah, I was really proud of myself after that project. Is running Rosery Apparel your full-time job? No, it's not. I actually work part-time in a fabric shop. I say part-time, but it's pretty much full-time. So it doesn't give me a huge amount of time left over to work on Rosery. At the moment, I am just scraping to get 1 video a week for my channel. And obviously I would love to have a lot more time to spend on it. I really want to make a series for my channel where I go through sewing basics for total beginners. That's just something I've been wanting to do since the start of this year, but I just haven't had time to do it just yet. But with the release of my pattern and a few other things I'm working on, I think hopefully soon I might be able to cut back some hours at work so that I can have a bit more time to spend on Rosery. So yeah, I just basically spend all my free days working on Rosery. I wake up at 5 AM every morning. I'm really lucky to wake up that early naturally. I don't set an alarm, that's just when I wake up. So I spend a good 2 hours before work just working on Rosery as well, editing videos and planning things and stuff like that. And then on my days off, I film videos and post off my patterns, things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty busy at the moment, but thank you so much for all your support. I reckon soon I'll be able to definitely cut back at work a little bit and do more for Rosery. How old are you? I really have to think about it these days. I am 27, turning 28, and my birthday is the 26th of August. What's worth investing in for a beginner sewer? This is a great question. As a beginner, really, I truly believe all you need is a sewing machine. It's worth investing in a good sewing machine if you can. So there's obviously a lot of cheaper sewing machines starting around $100. They're not great. Like, they'll handle like cottons and thinner fabrics okay, but as soon as you start getting a few layers, they're going to struggle. And if you can just spend like $100 more for a $200 one, you're getting a much better sewing machine. So I recommend, if you can, invest in a good machine. If you're spending around the $500 mark, this is all Australian prices by the way, then you're getting a decent machine that will last you a long time. Yeah, that's all I will say about pricing of sewing machines. But yeah, a sewing machine will do everything. Like, I've got an overlocker, but I didn't get that straight away. I waited until I wanted my garments to have just that extra level of professionalism, but it's definitely not a necessity. But apart from that, a really good pair of fabric scissors. Yeah, that's really it. What do you do when you're not motivated to sew? When I'm not motivated to sew, which doesn't happen that often, occasionally I just won't feel like it, what I like to do instead is just do something completely different. So whether it's do some baking or go op shopping or thrift shopping, just getting your mind out of sewing. So especially, I guess, when you're working on a project that's particularly difficult and you need mental energy to work on it, sometimes, yeah, it's just good to just get completely away from the sewing machine and do something completely different. I find thrift shopping or op shopping really helpful when I'm not motivated to sew, as it will often spark new ideas in me and give me some new inspiration of other things I might like to make. And I'm really big on, I don't like having too many projects going at once. So if I am stuck on a project and all of a sudden I've got an idea for a new project, that will usually motivate me to get my act into gear and finish the project I'm working on so I can start the next one. Do you want kids, and would you sew a lot of their clothes? So this is a question that often changes. Ultimately, yes, I do want kids. It's something I've always wanted to do, is be a mum, but sometimes I feel overwhelmed just by the sheer amount of responsibility having a child would take. I'm definitely not ready, so that's okay. I'm not looking to have kids anytime soon. But yeah, sometimes I'm just fully overwhelmed, and then other times I'm like, I want to have a kid. Like, is anyone else like that? At the moment, yes, I would like to have kids, but who knows, next month I will feel probably totally different about it. And would you make their own clothes? Absolutely, yes. Baby clothes are just the cutest thing ever, and I will definitely be making everything that they wear, absolutely. How long have you and your partner been together? Matt and I have been together 12 years this year, which is absolutely insane. We started dating when we were both 16, or I think we were 15 actually. We were just little babies. Yeah, we were just really good friends, and obviously it turned into more than that. We got married in 2015 when we were 23, and so that's gonna be 5 years this year. If you could steal someone's entire wardrobe, whose would it be? I love this question. It's such a good one. I haven't really thought about it yet, so let me just think about it. So one that definitely comes to mind is Noelle Fox on Instagram. I talk about her on this channel a lot. I get a lot of my clothing inspiration and outfit inspiration from her. Everything she wears, I want. So I think she's a good candidate for it. I would love to just steal her entire wardrobe. I'll leave her Instagram below so you can have a look for yourself. It's just divine. Why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? At first, it was something I kind of felt weird about. I didn't know why I wanted to do it. It's gonna sound really strange, but I felt like I had something to share. That's the honest truth. I got to a stage where I was sewing and things were going really well. Like, everything I made turned out well. I was like, okay, I'm actually kind of good at this now. And then, I don't know, I just had this overwhelming urge to share my skill, I guess. Sounds really weird and kind of up myself, but it wasn't like that. It was just more, maybe I wanted something to do and to put my passion into, but I also felt like I had something that I could offer people. And I'm really, really glad I did do it, because this whole YouTube journey has brought me so much joy. I have so much fun doing it. It's inspired me more than I thought it ever could. And it's pushed me to learn so many new things, which is also a really good benefit of it too. So I say this a lot, but I'm just so thankful that you love watching my videos as much as I enjoy making them, because I really do enjoy making them. And yeah, it's just been so much fun. What are your least favorite colors? This one was one of my favorite questions. They were like, we know your favorite colors, so what about your least favorite colors? And I definitely have one least favorite color in particular, and that is purple. I just really don't like purple, and you'll notice I never have any fabric or clothing or anything that is purple. I don't know why I don't like it. It's a bit controversial because it is a lot of people's favorite, and it's no shade towards you if you love purple. Everyone's taste is different, and that's the beauty of being individual. But yeah, for me, I just don't like it at all. How much of your wardrobe is you made versus secondhand? I would say it's about 50-50. So a couple of years ago when I, well, a couple of years ago, it's a while ago now, when I was about 21 or 22, I decided to do a whole year of not buying anything new. So I was allowed to make items and buy secondhand, but not purchase anything new. And it was such a great experiment for me. It was kind of when I was really getting into making my own clothes, so it was a good challenge to set myself. And ever since, I've kind of just maintained that kind of lifestyle. I don't buy clothing often. So at the moment, I would say my wardrobe is 45% handmade, 45% secondhand, and 10% brand new. What is one fabric you're scared to work with? I guess really the only fabric that comes to mind, I'd give anything a go, really. But the one fabric that comes to mind is anything with sequins or beading of any kind. I just don't know how you would go about sewing that. One, cutting it out, surely that would blunt your scissors. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, is there a way to do it? But I wouldn't like to even go near it with my good dressmaking scissors. And then actually sewing it, surely, like when the needle hits it, A, it would break, and B, there would be beads and sequins flying off at me everywhere. I don't even know how to go about tackling that. And I don't really see myself as someone that wears sequin clothing anyway, so yeah, that's kind of a fabric I avoid, I guess. Sorry that the lighting is changing a heap in this video. It is cloudy and driving me nuts. What is your favorite thing you've ever made? I think I'll end it on this question, so let me think. It's really hard to pick one thing. I didn't make my wedding dress, fun fact. I tried and it freaked me out too much, so I ended up buying a dress off ASOS and wore that instead. I think probably my bridesmaid dresses. I made all of those. That was a fun project. And maybe my massive chunky cardigan that I knitted. That's my first knitting project that I've ever been like impressed with myself. So that's kind of cool and special. But yeah, it's a really, really hard question actually. It's a great question, but really hard to pick just one thing. So yeah, I'll just say those two things. So I really hope you enjoyed this Q&A and that you might have maybe learnt something new about me. Thank you again so much for subscribing to this channel and for helping me reach 50,000 subscribers. It's absolutely insane and I'm very, very grateful and excited about it. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.